Get started. Alrighty, g'day everyone. Welcome to our Team Diamond Global Network live launch webinar right around the globe here tonight. My name is Marnie Kay and I'm your host for the next 15-20 minutes to share a very exciting opportunity with you as we hear from a huge lineup tonight of mentors and leaders from right around the world with completely different backgrounds, taking note of and looking at this industry in a different way than we ever have before. We've got, incredible solutions here for you tonight with wherever you might be at in life. If you are a guest joining us tonight on the webinar, invited by somebody on this team, we would like to welcome you. We're excited to share this evening with you that could potentially change everything, just like it did for me a little over 5 years ago. So really quick, my background, I'm originally from Australia. I've lived in Canada now for 12 years, but I'm currently stationed out in London in the UK, and couldn't be more excited for what we're doing out here in Europe. But my background was corporate retail, nothing fancy. I had fell into that work at a pretty young age. And just had worked my way up. And the last job that I had, I was working in retail in Canada, running Eastern Canada for some fashion retailers. And I earned great money, well over 6 figures, but I was lucky if I got 2 weeks off a year. And uh, with all my family back home in Australia, first of all, that flight is terrible. It's at least 24 hours to get from one side of the world to the other. But because of that job, I really started to feel restricted as I was looking at my life differently and wanting to be able to go home and be with my family for Christmas, birthdays. That was never possible in that job. And as I started to look around at the people who even owned their own businesses, it really wasn't possible for people who were self-employed in their own business either. And I started to look for another way that I would be able to earn an income, another way that I'd be able to work with a bit more freedom and flexibility. But it wasn't until I didn't really make a decision until, for me, my mom passed away back home in Australia. Suddenly, she was 50. She died of heart disease, which I didn't even know what that was back then. This was in 2011. And that was the catalyst for me that forced me to make a decision, that got me to really stop and think about what I was doing, why I was doing it, and how I wanted that to change, and to be willing to do something about it. And I only share that with you tonight if you've ever had, something like that happen in your life, or a significant emotional event. You know that changes everything. And the people on the line here tonight that are going to share their stories and why they looked at this team, this vehicle, this industry of network marketing, which is fast becoming one of the biggest ways for people to go out there and start working for themselves, develop entrepreneurial skills, be on a team with a team to learn and grow and be in business for themselves, but not by themselves, is why more and more people all over the world are turning to this industry today as the solution for that change in life. So my story, when I got introduced to this vehicle, it was really about the mentorship you're going to hear from tonight that I jumped on board with just 5 years ago. About 8 months in, I walked away from my corporate career, my job, and I've been so fortunate to spend the last 4.5 years now traveling all over the world, teaching people about this as a solution, how to build this as a business today. And that's what we're going to focus on here for you tonight. If you're a guest on the line, you're looking to earn another stream of income. Maybe you're looking to replace what you're doing like I was, get some more freedom and flexibility in your work. Maybe you're looking for a community of like-minded individuals who are excited and enthusiastic about building something together. Or maybe you're taking a look tonight at the lineup of incredible products that we are partnered with a company that is doing something no other company is doing out there today, with trends and products that people are already looking for, that we have solutions for in a big, big way, then we've got a lot of solutions here for you tonight. And, I couldn't be more excited to share them with you. And I'm going to kick it off with our mentor, Linda Proctor. You're going to hear from her in just a minute. She was one of the reasons that I looked at this business, this industry. And 5 years ago, let me tell you, I'd never heard of network marketing. I had no idea what it was. I had no idea how it worked. But I knew one thing. I knew that if I was following somebody who did know what they were doing, who was getting results, and they were willing to teach me, then it might take me a little bit longer. Maybe I'd have to develop some new skills. But if they could do it, I could do it too. And when you look at mentorship in any industry right around the world, it does not get any better than Linda Proctor. One of my favorite quotes, her husband, you might be familiar with Bob from the movie The Secret. He is a global mentor today, known as America's greatest prosperity teacher, has been teaching for well over 55 years the principles of mindset success. And Linda, in her own right, is a mentor to this global team here. Together, obviously, a powerhouse leadership, mentorship pair to follow. One of my favorite things Bob says, it doesn't matter where you are nowhere compared to where you can go, but what's going to make the difference for you? For me and for a lot of people out there, it is the mentorship. It's having that connection with somebody who knows where they're going, who can teach you and help you get results along the way, that can help you point out and make some of the tweaks in what it is that you're doing to get better results. It's like if you're going to go and train your body, you're going to hire a trainer at the gym. If you're going to do anything in a new vocation or learn a new skill, you're going to go and learn from somebody who's doing it, who's successful at it. This business, this industry, if you want to get good at entrepreneurship, building a business, leadership, you want to put yourself in the vicinity of this leadership team right here, Team Diamond Global Network. And I'm going to shout out, you're going to hear from some of these people tonight. Some of these very special people are on the line, ready to share their story with you. Coming up real soon, you're going to hear from Jason Solomon, the youngest guy on this team, 21 years old, out of the Indianapolis in the U.S. You're going to hear his story in a second. Gerhard Klenner, a huge leader out here in Europe, doing some big things right now, especially. I want to shout out to Megan Lichtenhagen, formerly from Canada. Amazing story. She was an Olympic athlete when she was younger, made it all the way to Olympic trials, which is huge in gymnastics. Big background as well in this business, having been a six-figure income earner in a previous company. Shout out to you, Megan. Darren Gibson, who also one of our youngest leaders out in Indianapolis. Our newest diamond on the team. Shout out to you. Also doing big things, Jed Buenaluz, who is all over the world right now. I think he's in Australia. Last time, my homeland. Also doing some big things and lighting up events right now. Aline Bannon, also an incredible leader in this industry. Years of experience, having built some of the largest global teams on the planet. Myself, you've heard my story tonight. Wolfgang Sonnenburg, you're going to hear from shortly. This guy is a powerhouse in this industry. Do not leave this webinar before you've heard his story. He was a lawyer and had a huge background in business. So we're gonna hear from him a little bit later why he looked at this industry and what it's done for his life since. Also, Brad Alcazan, shout out to Brad. Also a massive background, went to the top of his previous company, has partnered with us here to do some massive things with Team Diamond Global Network. Excited for you to be on board, Brad. And of course, our leader, Linda Proctor, who began all of this. And one of the reasons that I said yes to this business, this industry just 5 years ago, was because of her commitment to the people that she works with on a day-to-day basis. I'll tell you, I've worked with CEOs, VPs for a decade in my previous career, and not once did any of them sit down and talk about what I wanted or how I could get more time or more money. And yet Linda Proctor works day in and day out, and that is all she's talking about. So as you listen to Linda talk here tonight, I want you to think about what it is that you really want. you're going to hear from some stories and different backgrounds, but that is the one question that if you just, as you're listening to these stories here tonight, you focus on and think about, how would you really like to be living? What would you like your life to look like, a year, 2 years, 5 years from now? And, what could another stream of income do for you? What could some time freedom or flexibility do for you and your family? That is available here for you with Team Diamond Global Network because of the mentorship and leadership of Linda Proctor. So, Linda, I'm excited to have you on here tonight to share a little bit of your story. But more importantly, what's in it for everybody on the line here tonight to hear from this huge lineup of leaders we have with Team Diamond Global Network.
Thank you, Marnie, and I'm coming from Scotland, so you're in London, I'm in Scotland, and it is truly a global business. You mentioned my husband, Bob Proctor, and it was Bob who actually suggested that I look at this. I had met Bob in a seminar some 40 years ago, and you mentioned mentorship. Well, it was the mentorship of Bob that really transformed my life. When I met him, I was selling financial services. I was earning about $25,000 a year. And I remember Bob asking me some questions. And when we talk to people, and we talk to people about what we're doing, typically the format, at least that I use, is to ask questions. What are they doing? Do they enjoy what they're doing? What kind of success do they have? How would they really like to be living if they're not living the way they would like to be living? And as Bob started asking me questions, he said, why are you doing it that way? And he kept, why do you do this? Why do you do that? And what I came to understand as we were conversing is that I wasn't being very effective. I was, as I said, I was selling life insurance. I was spending more time in the car than I was spending in front of prospects. And he kept saying, you're going to have to do this different if you want to make money. And it really was his mentorship that enabled me to see it. But the point I wanted to make is that I got into sales in that particular office. I looked around and looked at what everybody else was doing and just followed suit. And I guess I thought that somehow that if I kept doing enough of that or long enough that something would happen. And I think that's what happens to a lot of people. But I think that's also what happens when people get into network marketing. They join with friends or family or other people. They look around at what they're doing, and they don't really say, is there a better way? And fortunately for me, when Bob suggested that I look at network marketing about 25 years ago, he suggested that I speak with someone who is at the top of their game, because chances are if I'd gotten in any other way, I would have done the same thing and more than likely had different results. But because I talked to a guy that really understood the business from a business standpoint, and the mentoring that he gave me, my results were really different. And what we have here with our team under the ZJA banner, Team Diamond Global Network, is a community of leaders who are really committed to nurturing and mentoring all of those people that come into the organization to help them understand the business, to help understand their goals and clear a path as best we can for them to reach it, so that everybody has the chance to success. I have never been with a more dedicated group of leaders who are concerned about the welfare of their whole team. I mean, as I said, I'm here. You're in London. I think Wolfgang is in London, or was. Darren was traveling. So was Megan. A lot of the team are all over the place because we really want to get to know the team. We want to help the team, and we want to grow the team and help people reach their goals. So, if you're really looking for something that like Marnie described, or something where you really want to work in a business where you can make an impact in people's lives with their health and with their wealth. If you really want to make a difference in your own life, then you couldn't be in a better environment than the environment we have. And as you'll hear as this goes on, you couldn't be with a better company, with the type of products and the type of opportunity that exists. So we're really looking to make a difference in everybody's life, and we'd like to help all the guests on the line make a difference in your life as well.
Awesome. Thank you for being on tonight, Linda. And I know it's your last night out there in Scotland, so stay warm and dry, but have fun. And we look forward to having you back real soon.
Thanks.
Okay, so you heard Linda talk about, Bob suggesting she look at this industry 25 years ago. And if you're on the line tonight and you're not familiar with network marketing, like I wasn't just 5 years ago, you want to understand that there's a couple of different components to it, depending on what you want to do and what sort of business you're looking to create. What you've got to understand is you hear everybody talking tonight, what we have here is not just a business, it's a movement. It's a movement of like-minded people that go out there each day and present solutions to a lot of the biggest problems that are out there today. Thinking, globally, most people need to earn more money today. No longer is it, a nice to have another stream of income. For a lot of people, it is necessary. We provide solutions for that. The company we've partnered up with, we're going to talk a little bit later, have solutions for some of our biggest health issues out there in the world today. A premium natural product that is changing people's health and in a big way. But not only all of that, it is also an opportunity to provide a solution for people who are looking for a community, who are looking to be in an environment of people who are excited about doing something together, being in a movement. And one of our youngest movers and shakers, based out of Indianapolis, is on the line to share his story tonight. Let me tell you, he has created a movement. He has a global team spanning right around the world. And at just 21, I'm excited for you to hear his story tonight on why he looked at this business, but more importantly, what's in it for you if you're a guest on the line listening tonight. So, Jason, thank you for being on. Congratulations on everything you're doing so far. You are just making waves for you and your team. Excited for you to be on, share your story, and paint the vision for our guests on the line tonight.
Thank you, Marnie. I appreciate that. And, I'm just honored to be on here to share what we have today. I'm excited for everybody that decided to join this line and also join the team. And, a little bit about my story. I'll go really brief through my story, but I'm really from Indianapolis, Indiana. I was an athlete. I played basketball my whole entire life, and basketball is really everything to me. I didn't have a strong background in education, and I grew up seeing my parents struggle working the 9-to-5 route. I never seen them happy, never seen them having additional income. We took one vacation a year. Every argument was about money. And I made a commitment at an even younger age. I think I was around 11 or 12. And I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to be the change I want to see. And, I'm going to be the difference maker when it comes to doing things different in my family. And so long story short, guys, I got introduced to this industry when I was 18 years old. My brother actually got me connected with Darren, who Marnie mentioned earlier. And when I met him, it was a game changer. He really opened my mindset up to #1, personal development, and #2, entrepreneurship. And, everything since then has just been a game changer. And I'm all about following the people that have what you want. And, we have to think about what this opportunity can bring, not just for you, but for everybody else that's involved. And we got to think about our current situation. And I love this quote. It says, if you let your current situation determine your destination, guess where your destination will be? When I got into this business, I really didn't know where I wanted to go. But honestly, this opportunity has helped me define where I want to be long term. So long story short, guys, I remember we were in our first company. Then I know that Bob gave Darren a phone call and said, hey, my wife Linda is looking for a new business to be a part of. And, he wanted us to lock arms with her because of the mentorship that she shows, the experience that she has within the industry, multi-millionaire. And, those are the kind of people that I wanted to be surrounded by. Those are the kind of people that I want to model after with this business, because I'm a firm believer this business is not about products. It's about finding a solution for somebody's problem. And, and if you guys can do that, if you guys can go out there and find a niche in the market and really sit down and dig into somebody's reason, that you guys can build this business. I share with people time and time again, with this opportunity, what we have, there's people all around the world that are looking for what we have. And our job is to share the vision, as Marty said, and be able to articulate the business in such a way that those individuals are ready to get started quicker than we can even finish sharing what we have. So, it's a phenomenal opportunity. And my biggest advice to anybody is, don't wait. Take action. Like I always tell people all the time, I'm 21 years old. I've been struggling for 18, 19, 20 years. I don't need another second to think about the struggle. All I want to do is take action and get to where I want to be. So we all want to get somewhere fast, and the quickest way to start is now. And you know, with the team that we have a team that immediately when you get started, you're not just getting connected with just random people. You're in the mix and you're in the conversations, and you have the opportunity to reach out to multi-millionaires, people that have paved the way for us. So my biggest advice for anybody that comes a part of this team, or even on the webinars, if you're thinking about doing it, don't think anymore. Just take action, get started, get back with the person that got you on here, and ask them what's the next step. This is about helping people get to where they want to be. And if you guys focus on that, I guarantee 2018 will be the best year of your life so far. Appreciate it, Marnie.
Amazing. Thanks for being on, Jason, and shout out to you and your entire team. Congrats on everything. Excited to see for where you're going to end up this month, our biggest month yet.
No problem. Thank you.
So that is one of the youngest guys on our team right now, absolutely killing it. And, you know, he talked about this being a vehicle for you today to change your life, change your mindset, and everything can change as a result of that, because we have partnered up with a company out there today leading the way with the natural health revolution, solutions today that most people are already looking for, already spending money on, and already excited about. And when you think about this business, it really is a multifaceted business. What we ultimately do is build a network of product consumers, build a network of like-minded people who consume a product on a month-to-month basis. And I'm going to talk a little bit about these products and the power of these products with a couple of very powerful stories coming up just after this. But you want to think about this kind of like an online franchise, a franchise of the future. Traditionally, franchises have been four walls. They've been largely in the fast food market, although the franchise model is expanding across many different industries now. But think of the power of an online franchise. You've got an online-based business that you can reach people in over 50 countries around the world because of our social networks. Some of the biggest trends today: social networks, entrepreneurship, leadership, personal development, all of that is housed in this vehicle for you, where you have the power to build a business right from your cell phone, wherever you are on this planet. So just like a traditional franchise, there's a couple of ways you can earn an income. One is you can sell the products right from your website. So as you meet someone and they're talking about, you know, they love to work out at the gym, you can show them a couple of videos on your phone, show them this amazing product line I'm going to show you in a second. They click buy, ship straight to their door. You get paid the following week just for making that referral. Now imagine that person that you just shared those products with has an amazing experience, does something as natural as goes and tells his friend about it. His friend orders the products. His friend goes and tells his sister about it. His sister starts using the products. That is how we build a network, get excited as a movement, providing solutions to some of the biggest health problems out there on the planet today. So the company we have partnered up with is leading the world with the most powerful nutrition-based products in a range of different product systems here that I'm going to talk to you about. So the core supplement line that we have here with Zija International is based on a very special plant called Moringa oleifera. Moringa oleifera, if you've never heard of it, I hadn't just a few years ago. If you ask Siri on your cell phone, what is nature's most nutrient-dense botanical, she will tell you it is Moringa oleifera, and yet most people have never even heard of it. This very special plant has the most nutrients in it of any botanical on the planet, and that is the core ingredient in the majority of our product lines, giving you all of those nutrients in a way that's manufactured that ensures that those nutrients are delivered to you every single time, because of the science behind our growing process, manufacturing, right through to delivery. So we've got an entire range of nutrition, energy. We've got plant-based protein, vegan, soy-free, dairy-free, gluten-free. We've got an entire weight management system, thousands of stories of incredible weight loss in just a few weeks being on this system, and you know, and this being an addition to your lifestyle, putting the nutrition in, not having to live on shakes like most other plans out there, but adding that supplementation to improve your health with detox tea, appetite suppression. Our core moringa line is like nothing else out there, with some amazing benefits, improving energy, and mental clarity, sleeping better, and so many other incredible health stories that we have. One I'm going to share with you here in just a second. But before I do that, we have a few other product lines. Not everyone's going to get excited about nutrition, unfortunately, as much as maybe I am, or some of the people you'd hear from here tonight. So the company has created an entire range of products to make sure that you have a dynamic business that can reach people wherever they're at and with whatever they're excited about. So we also harness the power of that moringa oleifera in a luxury level skincare line, Gen M, that has every part of your beauty regime covered with natural ingredients and extremely powerful because of the moringa oleifera. We also have the only clinical grade essential oil line on the planet with a mayo. And because of the scientist behind the company, Dr. Joshua Plant, he truly believes in the power of essential oils, known as nature's medicine cabinet. We could do an entire webinar just on essential oils here tonight. Just know from a business perspective, it is its own billion-dollar industry, just essential oils. And that's just one part of what you have to offer here tonight, as partnering with us as Team Diamond Global Network to share in the natural health revolution. And last but not least, we have our Ripstick supplement line, our sports fitness supplement line, pre-workout, during workout, post-workout, hydrate for some of our European markets, energy. We've got, they come in little individual sticks, throw them in a bottle of water, shake it up. That is your natural supplement to get the most out of your workouts. And we have so much more than we have here tonight just on this slide. So as Jason said, you want to get back to the person who brought you here. Let them know what you're excited about seeing. And we're going to show you a science-based natural product that you're just going to love. And the stories and results are all here on this team to prove how incredible these products are. And I'm going to bring on a very special guest now who has an incredible story with the products that I'm excited for you to hear from. Sonia, I'm just going to unmute you here. I think you're on Vikas' line. I've got both Vikas and Sonia, so they're both going to join us. But Sonia, we're going to start with you tonight to share your incredible product experience with us.
Thank you so much, Marnie. And it's been so heartwarming hearing you talk about everything that we're doing within this team. It was lovely to hear from Jason and Linda too. I mean, my story, as you know, goes back to April last year. I've been suffering since I was 10. So for those who don't know me, that's almost like just under 40 years with bad health. But unfortunately, the last 10 years have been really bad. I've had 6 operations, long hospital stays. One of my operations was almost life-threatening. So I was at a very low point in my life when I met you, Marnie, last April, and you introduced these products to me and Vikas. I have to admit, I was very close to hear about them. I didn't want to take moringa. I'd heard about moringa. My mother had been trying to force moringa down me, and I didn't like it. It was slimy and it was disgusting. But then I decided that I didn't want to be on my 40 tablets a day, including morphine, and I needed something else. That I needed a new way of living now. I didn't want to be on synthetic drugs anymore. My background is HR. I've been in HR for 25 years, worked in large corporate environments, been working globally. That mixed with poor health meant I didn't have a great lifestyle. I have 3 children who then were my carers. My husband was my carer. And once I started taking these products, and it sounds so cliche because I tried so many other things. I tried Ayurvedic medicine, Chinese medicine, lots of other holistic medicine that didn't work for me. So when I did start taking the Super Mix in April last year, by August last year, after having spinal surgery, by August, as I say, I was walking without my crutches. I went to Thailand on a beautiful family holiday where I walked, and I had very little pain. I went from having 40 tablets, which included steroids and morphine, to now just being on a couple of things. My weight has now slowly come down as well, so I'm on the weight loss products. But the moringa has been so powerful for me. As a result, I asked you, Mani, well, I told you, Mani, that I didn't want to go back to work because I was loving the energy that this group provided me. And I asked you, will this replace a 6-figure income? And you said, well, yeah, absolutely it will. And I, having the mentorship from Linda and Bob and all the other great people in this team, the personal development that's available to us, a company that already gives me my back office, like, it gives me my HR, it gives me my accounting, it gives me my website, it does all the packaging, it does the warehouse. It's something that I don't really need to do a lot about. All I need to focus on is my business. So we said yes, and here we are today, nearly a year on from the business and gold leaders in the business, and this is just the beginning. So I just say to anyone here, the products are powerful, the business is amazing. Make that decision. Whoever has asked you to come on this call today, go back to them and say, I'm going to do it. This has changed my life. I'm a different person. My friends and family will tell you I'm a completely different person to what I was 12 months ago.
Well, and just, I know you obviously have had an incredible experience on the products, but that led to yourself and Vikas really seeing the power of sharing the products and the system that we have here in the team because of what it did for you. And that's led to you both creating a huge business here, leading the way for thousands all over the world on Team Diamond Global Network, not just on your team and who you're working with, but congratulations to both of you on everything. And Vikas, I'd love for you to really quick just sort of share your background and what this has done for you. I mean, you've got a lot like Sonia, a big corporate career working for major companies and travel a lot. You work a lot with what you already do. So how is this on a part-time basis added to your life? And share a little bit of that vision for everybody listening here tonight.
No, thank you, Marnie. And I was just thinking, how do I follow the wise words of my wife? But yeah, no, just for those of you that don't know me, I'm Vikas Arora. I'm the other half of the Arora team here. As Marnie said, I currently work at Microsoft. It is a demanding role. I do travel quite a bit. But what something that I've been looking to for quite some time is with anything is I do a lot of mentorship for startups and for small businesses and as a mentor. And it's something that I'm thinking, there's something I'd like to do. I'd like to sort of, create my own business, create my own legacy, and do something alongside. I've been following Bob's teachings for quite some time now. And Bob and many other speakers talk about multiple sources of income. And when we came to, or when Marnie introduced us to Zija, our first and foremost thinking was very much about the product and how it could impact Sonia, and hopefully it's something that could help, and it has helped her. And from there, we decided that there was a huge opportunity here for us to actually share this with so many other people in the world. Not many people have heard of moringa, not many people have heard of moringa oleifera and nature's miracle tree. But obviously, thinking with our other commitments, the other work commitments that I have, is can we balance this? Can we work on it together? And the answer is yes, you can. Marnie, you highlighted earlier that we're in a digital era at the moment. So we have the power of the world in our fingertips. I think Bob mentions that this phone that we have, this thing that we carry around with us, it's called a smartphone, but if we're not making money from it, it's a dumb phone. So we're all of us are on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. We're across all these platforms. The world is truly a very small place now. We carry it around with us, and we're not taking advantage of it fully. And that's kind of how I think you can actually. That's the momentum that you can create. Be it on a part-time basis or be it even on a full-time basis. There is an opportunity here to actually take advantage of the social tools that we have available. But more so, the other reason why this business is so important, and one of the reasons why we wanted to get into it, was about the current momentum that we see in the industry. Everyone and anyone is looking at a natural and healthy lifestyle. And sometimes our lifestyle is not as active, doesn't allow us to do the things we want to do, you know, go to the gym, work out, etc. But what we see now is an opportunity where every business that we see is focusing on this, what we call this natural trend, this natural health revolution. And Zija are so primely positioned, actually way ahead of the game. Marnie just gave you a very, very small taste of the products. And what they've done for us is just, I say Zija's given me my wife back. The trend is at this time, as you can see, the market trend here is pretty low, and we're way ahead of the game. We're getting on top of this journey now, being a part of this journey now, and the people that are joining our teams have said that themselves as well, that they are creating real momentum. They are creating real waves. We're living in an era of nutritional famine. The food we eat, consume, that we buy from supermarkets, we truly don't know how sort of nutrient rich they are. Strawberries is a great example. We can buy them all year round now. When I was a kid, you can only get them in the summer. So the products that we see here provide that kind of balance that our body needs naturally, and being a part of that, helping someone, making a difference, that truly does create real magic. As a business opportunity, it's great. You can do it part-time, you can do it full-time, you can do it while you're killing time. It's really about the level of effort and the mindset that you bring to it. And I cannot stress or put a value on the mentorship, the guidance, and the support that we have in Team Diamond Global Network, not just from Linda and people above, but also people that we're bringing on. We're learning every day from the people that we bring into the teams. You've seen Jason, 21-year-old. Oh my God, he's old. He's the same age as my son, and he's creating. I'm learning from him. I'm gonna call it there because I could go on and on, as you know, Marty. Very, very passionate about this. So thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you both for being on the line. Again, congratulations to you and your teams. I know you got some amazing leaders on your team now out there sharing this vision with their teams. And you've had such an impact on all of us. So thank you both. Congrats on everything, and keep going.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to wrap up here before I close it down with our very special guest. This gentleman, Wolfgang Sonnenburg, is, as I mentioned earlier, an absolute powerhouse in this industry. Huge background in business prior to this industry, so very different story than you've heard already tonight. Was a lawyer for a long time, owned a huge accounting firm based in Germany, now lives in Switzerland, lives the life unlimited. And when you hear from him in just a minute, he has been paid some of the biggest checks in this industry, and you don't get that, you don't do that without helping a lot of people. And I know he's done that over a few years. I won't give anything away. A few years in this industry, but he is just getting started here with Team Diamond Global Network. So thanks for being on tonight, Wolfgang. We're excited to be partnered with you and to hear your story tonight, and why everybody on the line needs to take a look and take action with this movement we have right here, right now.
Thank you, Mani. Thank you, everybody. I hope you can hear me well. I'm just in a hotel in London, at the backyard. That's one part of the beautiful life. I'm in the Rosewood Hotel here with friends and the downline this morning, breakfast in the Hilton. A different life, like the lawyer life. But coming back to the lawyer life, the last year before I shut everything down, I had really was so-called successful business. Big office, it was 4-story in Hamburg, best address, 200,000 costs every month before I earned something. But the last year, with the taxes declaration, it showed that I made $1 million anyway, and plus. So from looking that, not a bad life. Everybody said he made it. But here comes the difference between natural and normal. I just studied and did what was normal. From first grade of my school life till the time and I could put the lawyer sign out at the door. It took me nearly 20 years of education. 20 years sitting in a room, being nice to teachers, sitting in university, having a lot of tests. 20 years of my life, I was sitting there. But I was not really questioning it because it was normal. And in the end of the education, I got a certificate to sit in a room and consult people. It took me 15 years more in the business to focus on the facade, build something big, and then finally I got it. What was I doing? It was not natural. That's not the way. So sorry, I'm talking here on a call.
Okay,
so
no, just to let you know if you would like to have anything else.
No, thank you. If you please let me do my business,
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you. Nice service. I want to help you. So what I realized, the difference between normal and natural. And the future would have been another 10, 20 years just sitting in what I call today is a kind of slave life. And you see it in every big town. You see it in Zurich, where I live at the moment, and you can watch where you are. They so-called people who made it, they're sitting in offices, and then they have 40 minutes or whatever lunchtime. Then they're allowed to go out. And that is not natural. So life is totally different. And that's why it's not only about just having the finances you can make in network marketing. It's also about changing the view of life. Because if you have the money and still in prison, what does that really change in your life? So the beauty in network marketing is one part is the money, but it's also the time freedom, the location freedom, and the freedom of thinking and speaking. Because as a lawyer, I couldn't just talk what I wanted to. In a lot of companies, you can say what you really want. So that is such a big difference in life. And whatever the products here are, that's incredible. You heard the stories. And I want to give you also one more point to think about, please. Don't listen only, do I like it here or not? It's one thing what you should do to decide. But the other question is, be aware that not money and not even health is the most important in life. It's time. Any minute you lose is gone forever. So what are you trading your time, your lifetime for? And if you have any dreams in life, just check. If you keep on doing what you're doing now, if you keep on doing this the next 3, 4, 5 years, then you're living your dream, or you're doing the old same style. Are you living 70 years the same life, the same year? Then I encourage you to really think it through and change something. That's why I cut everything off. Says, wow, I don't want to have every year the same life. I want to have really a different life. And Seizure means back into life. And Seizure has the slogan, unlimited life, means create all these ideas you want, live it. Don't be in the box. A lot of people say think outside the box, but be aware, if you think outside the box, you're still in the box. Destroy the box and use the material for something better. Go for your dream. Live the dream life. Live an unlimited life. And talk to the person who made you aware of this and start it. And ideally with us. We would love to work with you. Thank you, Mani. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Wolfgang. You know, I loved what you just said about every minute you lose is gone forever. So important to think about in taking advantage of an opportunity and the time of the opportunity. And that's truly what we have here for you tonight. We have an opportunity today to join us in our infancy at the beginning of what we're building here with Team Diamond Global Network, a great big network all coming together to partner together in a movement to impact people's health, their wealth, and their happiness with this community and the momentum on this team right now. And you heard from a couple of stories here tonight, just a very few small stories of this entire global team, but some powerful ones that hopefully have you thinking a little bit differently than you did even just a half an hour ago. And that's exactly where I was to wrap this up for you. About 5 years ago, it was just starting to think a little bit differently because of the people I was surrounding myself. When you're caused to think a little bit differently, you start to do things a little bit differently. You start to feel different. As you start to feel different, things start to happen in life for you, around you, that are going to contribute to what you're focused on. As Wolfgang just talked about, what is your dream? What is it that you really want? What are you focused on going after in life? And imagine, what if you were partnered with a team who could help you do it? I'm going to finish here with a story really quick of a dinner that I was at just a few years ago with Bob and Linda Proctor. And a question that Bob asked me that changed everything and got me to really understand the power of this industry and this team. And before I do that, before I wrap up, we've talked a lot about tonight about getting started in this business. Look, it's simple. What we do is we work together and help you build your online-based business with Zija International. You are an owner of that business, but you're here in partnership working with us. We're going to help you every step of the way with the tools, the resources. You've heard all of the experience tonight. You know you're working with people that have gotten results and are willing to teach and show you how you can do exactly the same just by putting one foot in front of the other. So it's simple. There's no contracts or fees. All you're going to do is purchase some of the products to get started. That sets up your business, your website, your app. Everything is done for you. And we get stuck into training right away. And if you're on here listening for the first time tonight, you want to take a look at some of the business packs that we have that are going to set you up to be able to maximize your earning potential, and get you off to a great start in your business with Team Diamond Global Network. So I'm going to finish it here with this and leave you to make a decision for yourself here tonight. Nothing happens until you decide. That decision is everything. That moment you make a decision, everything can shift in your path as you move forward towards your goals and what you want. So I was at this dinner with Bob and Linda just a few years ago, and Bob went around the table and asked everybody, what is it that you really want? The question that I asked you at the beginning of this webinar, as you've heard everybody's story here tonight, what is it that you really want? How do you want to be living? And as he went around the table, we all had a bit of a different answer. Most of us had a certain amount of money that we wanted to be earning just as a goal, not because, it's about the money. As Wolfgang said, obviously it is more important about the time. That it used to be that money, that time equals money. Today, we know with the opportunities out there, it truly is money equals time. So it was more a reflection of how we wanted to be living. And some of us had some big goals. So Bob sat there silent for a minute and had his head in his hand, looked around at each of us, and asked this question. He said, let me ask you, where in today's economy can you earn that kind of income on a part-time basis with your current skill set and someone willing to help you every step of the way who's already done it? And we all sat quiet, looked at each other a little bit awkwardly, trying to figure out if anyone was going to say anything. We realized pretty quick none of us had an answer. Because truly today, there is nowhere else out there that you can earn this kind of money on a part-time basis with your current skill set. And someone like Linda, like Jason, like Vikas and Sonia, like Wolfgang, like Alina, like Darren, like Megan, like Gerhard, like all the leaders on this team, willing to help you every step of the way achieve your goals, go after what you want, and do it here with Team Diamond Global Network. That is the only decision you have to make here tonight, and we encourage you to say yes. You don't have to know how you're going to do it all yet. We never start anything that way. Just know that you're willing to learn, that you're willing to put one foot in front of the other. You bring the desire and the enthusiasm. We'll show you how to do the rest right here with the greatest team on the planet, Team Diamond Global Network, and we are just getting started. So get back to the person who brought you here, get your questions answered, and we so look forward to welcoming you to this team, our team, as we kick off our biggest month yet into massive momentum right around the world. My name is Marnie Kay. Thank you for joining me here tonight, and look forward to meeting and seeing you all very soon. Thanks so much.